Gentlemen, hello.
Hello.
Welcome. Warcraft is an awe-inspiring movie to watch. There's a lot going on. Explain the premise for people, the few people left in the world who are unfamiliar with the World of Warcraft.
It's interesting. It's a good question, but the film is really created for that. It's for the people who have never played it. I mean, of course, the fans are given their Easter eggs and it's their game. They know it so well, but truly in the title, the beginning, it is that thing of, could we make a film that has such a massive fan base and introduce it to new fans? Duncan Jones was brought in for that ability to tell great stories, and that's really what it was. The whole time, I'd never played the game. I had no awareness of it other than, just the general name existed out there and had a huge fan base.
It's a risk. It's a risk if you look at computer game turn into movies. We've got Super Mario. Now, I like it. Whether it's a good movie is questionable. Mortal Kombat, Annihilation, dipped off a little bit. Pokemon was turned into a movie. That was very popular. But what was the draw for you? Because there's an existing fan base here. Whatever happens, this is going to be a successful movie. But I'm guessing the plot and the story played a much bigger part in bringing you to the film.
I think I can speak for both of us in that, as we both were not hugely aware of the game and had never played it, that the script was just unbelievable. The script was a great, well-crafted, put-together, intriguing world and film. And then on top of that, you have a director who you've been desperate to work with because you loved his previous work. And then you meet that director and it's awe-inspiring what they're suggesting and what the vision they have for this piece. And then I think it helps to not be concerned or to think too much about the fan base at that point, because I think that can only prohibit your ability to be instinctive with your choices in character, because you get caught up in being terrified by the huge fan base that already exists.
In addition, Blizzard were there the entire time, so they were protected from on high.
You guys had two very different experiences on the film, as the Orc Durotan and as King Lane, because you spent most of the time sweating in heavy armour.
Yeah.
You spent most of the time in revealing pyjamas. What were the pluses and minuses of that?
Yeah, sweating in heavy. The armour was, although brilliantly built, amazingly crafted and beautiful to look at, and gave a lot of sort of weight and idea behind the character. It was still very hard to do the fight sequences in it, and that's just because it always would be. And you, on the other hand, I suppose, well, I won't talk for you, but you had to build your character around. You had to make.
Yeah, I mean, I relied very much on the cast to give you that feeling that you were 8 foot tall and 800 pounds. So you're doing your best to give the computer the information that's then going to turn the model into a living creature.
CG's changed a lot over the last few years. It's no longer somebody going into a recording booth and just saying some words and somebody creating a character out of you. There's a lot of physicality involved.
It's no longer animated. So what you're talking about is a voiceover. So the voiceover is, you go in, you create a character, you say the lines of Durotan, and they animate a character that's no longer animated. So they create a model, and then me as the person moves and creates dots, and those dots become a source code. That model never moves until that information is inputted. So whoever does the motion, the movements, the eye movements, the looks, the small facial movements, although we've got so used to good animation, that is done by my face. So everything Durotan does was created by my motion. The model is created by the artist. So the artist creates this beautiful model that looks that incredible, but he doesn't move until I've moved.
More importantly, t-shirt and briefs, silk, bathrobe. What were the pyjamas you were rocking at the time?
They're Lycra.
Excellent.